Morning. I thought to do a video about the flower gardens today, but I have this list of things that I really want to get planted in the garden now. So I decided that this video will be on a planting video. I have several beans here that I'm going to plant in under trees as a part of my chaos gardening. Cucumbers, I'll speak more about them when I'm actually planting them. I have my 9 mulberry trees. I have 2 gojis, 1 seaberry. I have some savory for the herb garden area. In this tube here, this green tube, is a pawpaw. I am doubtful that it will produce fruit here, but it is still alive. So I'm going to plant that and see if I can keep it alive, and in time, whether or not it will produce fruit, we will find out, I guess. This goji here doesn't look like it's going to survive, but I might plant it. And then on top of that, I have those 4 Myroblan cherry plum that I need to move from the bed they're in out to their forever home. So come along with me and we'll get planting. Speaking of the cucumbers, I have my straight 8s planted in here. The original ones, which I had grown higher, I planted them out and I disturbed the roots when I transplanted them to here, and then they died, and I've got some now just started, but I can grow cucumber to full maturity. Growing cucumbers to use is at least 3 weeks shorter than that. So I have plenty of time. I have a ring of cucumbers so far. It's about halfway between the bush and the edge of the patch here. And then I've planted 3 right in tight to the bush. So at least those 3 will go up the bush. I'll train them up the bush, and then the outside ones we'll see a little later. Right now I'm going to plant, because the beans I got are bush beans. They grow in a bush habit. I'm going to plant them further out here, and I'll let the cucumber vines either go around them, underneath them, or I'll put up something to train the cucumber vines up on. I have a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 beans. They will fit in here. I'm not going to mark them, like I say, because this is part of my chaos gardening, and all I need to know is that they are a baking bean. Well, I guess I'll put that last one right there. These sprouts are a little long, so I'm going to plant them a little deep. these beds I have the cups lined off on is National Pickling cucumbers I'm planting there. My other transplants, like I said, died the same as the straight 8. And this spot is 100 feet from the straight 8 cucumbers, plus it has that big building and the row of trees here as a physical barrier to separate the two varieties. So the chances that they will cross-pollinate is very slim. Vegetable spaghetti squash. I had forgotten to plant my squash inside for a transplant earlier, and it was 1st of June or something. Not that long ago I planted them inside, just so I'd have transplants that I can put exactly where I want them to, because once again the soil is cold out here and it's easier to get the seed going inside. Well, don't do what I did. Due to health reasons that are difficult to explain and not really beneficial anyway to talk about, I find myself here on social assistance because I'm not employable in a regular job. And so I decided that I would start on what has been really for most of my life and do a food forest. And I was looking through the net and finally landing on YouTube and realizing there's no information of making food security in my climate. So I said to myself, I guess I found myself a job, which really got me excited. And I went online. I found this company that sold tree seeds. I bought all their seeds, and on top of that I have, prior to that, been collecting shrubs and fruit trees, and it ends up today that I had 14 trees to plant. Well, I thought I would get through faster than what I did, and I came out here and looked things over. Then I went back in and reaffirmed what the planting distances were between trees, and I realized everywhere I was wanting to plant a tree, there was something in the way, or it was too close to one of the other trees. You see, I have a sugar maple here and one here. That sugar maple there should have been over at least another 8 feet. these two trees here, they should be another 5 feet apart, as well as those. These though, I had planted in a straight line, and I was thinking I was just going to have the one line so that I can plant them closer together, because I was just going to have the one line of trees. And as I mentioned earlier, this slope beside the cellar, it will be a warm slope now that I have these trees over here removed. And I wanted to use this for planting pumpkins eventually. So I don't want to plant any fruit trees here. And I have to remove this brush pile anyway to get my pumpkin patch proper. Mulberry trees grow to be a really big tree. And I wanted my food force to come up this way. I have to get rid of this van now, and the car over there, it's officially in the way. Mulberry trees need to be 30 feet apart, which means I have to put 15 feet from this fence, and I only have 40 feet between the fence and the roadway. I could only put one mulberry tree close to the ends pin, but even to do that, I would need to cut off these aspen and leave the bottom for fence post. So these aspen need to be cut off at about 6 feet high, and there's a small one there that has to go. When I come up now 15 feet for the mulberry tree, fruit trees are supposed to be 16 feet apart, so I need to come up another 8 feet. That's 23 feet up the slope. We're about where that hollow is. This is a Saskatoon bush, so I don't want to remove that one. I've got one. There's an aspen tree that I want to take down. That's a elderberry. So I have to remove this van. Let's go around this way. There's a couple of pin cherry trees there that can go. That spruce tree has to go. I have to decide what maples I'm going to leave there. There are quite a few maples growing in there, and damson trees. There is 6 damson trees, I think, going to stay there. And then I went over here to see about putting the mulberries in. All of these aspen, they have to go. So I have quite a job ahead of me to plant them 14 trees out. And I haven't even found where the pawpaw tree goes yet. So I've decided on something else though. For right now, today, the trees won't be planted. I have done the planting I'm going to do, and tomorrow I'll show you the plan of where I'm going to put the Marrowband cherry plum. I have figured out the positioning down in the main area. I can put them down by the house beside the shrubs, because the cherry plum will be a tree, and then they'll be under, the shrubs will be underneath. Unfortunately, both the mulberries and the pawpaw is going to have to go up in section 3, which is going to be a royal pain for a while until they get a hold, because I'm going to have to load up several buckets in the trailer of the quad and bring them up here to water the trees. But I'll show you that tomorrow, or the next day, depending on when the video comes up. But I'm going to plant them tomorrow, and I will record it. So I'll see you in the next video. Thank you for watching.